welcome back to Grown Man's Game, episode 2. We actually made it back. I didn't think we were going to do it there for a second. I'm sure a lot of you may not have either. But we're back. We're on episode 2, and it's Gerrit. You may know me as Ike from back in the Jim Rome show days. And if any of you are clones out there, my man next to me is Johnny Ballgame, John Collins. He is my co-host. And we'll be coming at you here every week, maybe multiple times a week. We'll see how it feels, but we've got a lot to talk about tonight. We got a great ball game that we're just watching right now out here in Los Angeles. Dodgers and Angels, Cross City matchup, LA versus Anaheim. And then we'll got to talk a little bit about what we both witnessed this past weekend. We were both out there at the U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club, where my man Ballgame was a member for years. The man grew up on the course. He had some unbelievable access this past 4 days out there, and 5-6 days actually. You're at practice rounds too, so we're gonna get into a little bit of that. So, Ballgame, talk to me, man. How you feeling today?
Doing great, man. As you know, my mom is not doing great, so I'm been going through stuff. But again, the LACC and what I had there was just like a gift from God. So life's good, embracing it, the good, the bad, the ugly. And again, we're talking about the positive things that go on in sports, what they mean to us. I've got so many stories about Sunday, but we'll limit it. I still want to talk about Shohei and Kershaw right now. So
You're gonna be sick. I know some things that you and I both care about a lot. You're wearing one of them right there. Your new favorite player, Cody Bellinger.
not
You
new,
even left your
new
Dodger
favorite team.
fandom to
Yeah,
go into my land, be a Cub fan, be part of the friendly confines. We got to get you out to Wrigley one day. And speaking
yeah,
of that, you see right behind my shoulder here, one of my all-time faves, my hero growing up, Walter Payton, Sweetness, number 34, probably the best
right.
football player to ever live.
Yep,
We just lost another one who may have been one of the best player ever lived, also Jim Brown.
right.
And my favorite player on the field that I got to watch and be there front and center for, Steve Smith, right there too. So those are a
Cool.
couple of my guys. I know back behind you, you got Kobe, you got Vin. Growing up in Los Angeles, this is what sports means to us.
Fernando, I got around with
A
Fernando. Very
little,
lucky to play with Fernando. I bent on one knee, by the way. When I first met him, I literally bent on a knee. Said thank you. So yeah,
one of the
incredible.
most amazing things that ever happened here in Los Angeles. And we got another lefty. Speaking of him, and speaking of Dodger lefties,
Yeah,
we had another great one going on tonight. We had the crosstown rivalry. Uh, just
yeah.
an amazing game that Clayton Kershaw threw again tonight. He threw 8 innings of shutout 5-hit ball in Anaheim against the Los
Right.
Angeles Angels. It was a chance to see Kershaw versus Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
Quite possibly, it could Kershaw could be the Cy Young Award winner in the National League. He's
Right.
got some competition, but could
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Shohei right now is the runaway, by far and
Runaway
away,
MVP.
AL MVP. He even did the AL Cy Young. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. But John, what do you think of when you see Kershaw going up against Shohei mano a mano?
Um, I again with the Dodgers thing, I've kind of I've been disappointed with leadership, and I'm a Cubs fan now. But I appreciate talent. Let's just face it, Kershaw is what top 3 left-hander of all time. Maybe top 2, 3, or 1. Koufax, I don't know who else. Yeah. So in Ohtani, I mean that's a whole nother podcast talking about that guy. So it's special. I didn't watch all the game. I watched kind of the end, but yeah, I hope the average fan just tunes in. Both these teams are kind of battling to trying to get, in the standings. The Dodgers are sinking. The Angels are rising. But yeah, the talent, man, is so fucking fun to watch. Sorry for the F-bomb.
As of now, the Angels are 4th in the American League. They've
Really?
done so
No
well
way.
recently.
Overall?
And they're 4th in the AL. They got the
Okay.
only team that they have the 4th best record. They would be the 5th seed if the
Really?
playoffs start today because the AL Central is god awful and they'd actually get the 3rd seed somehow. But they have the 4th best record. They'd be having to go on the road to play the Orioles right now, who have
Right.
the 3rd best
Orioles.
record.
The
Yeah.
Orioles, that's a whole nother conversation.
So Orioles and Rays just running away
The
with stuff
Diamondbacks.
in
That's
that
great. Yeah, go
in
ahead.
the AL East. So just insane. Uh, but it's on the back of Shohei Ohtani right now. He has been doing it all. He is on a historical stretch. If you haven't heard what he did just last week,
Right.
6 home runs, 12 ribbies, 9
Totally.
runs, stolen base. He hit 435. He had an OPS over 1,000 and a slugging percentage of 600
Yeah.
just in the last week. He was, of all the weeks he's ever had in major leagues as an MVP, that was his biggest one ever. And he's, without Trout and these guys even doing much, this guy's single-handedly winning games for him and keeping him in the playoffs.
Brohei Brotani is what I said. What I say with him. Yeah, he's as we said, I think the last time we talked, G, was watch this guy. Hopefully, he gets in the playoffs. We want him on the biggest stage. I want Trout on the biggest stage. I do question Trout. Like, come on, dude, be a leader. Get this team in the playoffs. I think he's set with 300 million, but it's like, all right, this is go time. And in the Angels organization going forward, are they going to get rid of Shohei?
Right.
The Dodgers, are they trying to get him? Don't get me going on the Dodgers. But
another time.
Leave? Is he going to leave?
Another time. But dude, this is Trout's best chance. This is it.
Right now.
His pitchers are coming through. Reed Detmers had a career night tonight, pitched 7 shutout innings. Young kid. I think he threw a no-hitter last year as a rookie. And now he's coming through. You got a couple other guys on that team that are starting to pitch well, and you're getting their flow. And you have Shohei doing just stupid things going on right now.
Didn't you have some good hitting with Hunter Renfroe categories?
Brandon,
leading on everything in their team.
10 different statistical categories he's leading in just on the Angels right now. And not only that, but I wrote him down in all of baseball. He now leads with 24 home runs, 58 ribbies. He leads in total bases, slugging percentage, and OPS. He leads 5 categories in major leagues and 10 on the Angels. And 5 of those are pitching categories.
Right.
It's beyond stupid what he's doing.
And the average person has no idea what's going on. This is
they're barely,
this is like the Babe Ruth, all that comparison. It's like you got to look at what this guy's talent is. If you like sports, but a lot of people don't follow baseball and they don't care.
And they're on the East Coast, and this happened right now at what time is it? 12:30 East Coast time in the morning is when this game ended. Shohei had a couple of great at-bats. Kershaw struck him out. Had two times. Shohei took one opposite field, almost took him yard for the only run that would have given him the lead. Yeah. It was an unbelievable matchup. It was an unbelievable battle, and the entire East Coast probably didn't watch it. They're dead asleep on a Tuesday night. So it's a damn shame that people aren't seeing it. That's why Shohei may bail.
Him and Trout, man, it hurts. We need to see these guys on the big stage. Yeah.
And this, like I said, this is Trout's last year because you may lose Shohei. Then what? No one's going to want to come there. Who's going to want to come and play for the Angels now that you just lost your historical
player? Their owner has a lot of issues, but we're not going negative. But yeah.
No, there's, Moreno's definitely has some problems. And I mean, they haven't been able to sign pitching in forever. The only way they're doing it now is with rookies coming up. And then Shohei has become a monster on the mound as well. The guy's got an ERA under 3. And we talked about earlier. Here's the AL MVP is a wrap. I mean, he basically already has this thing mopped up. No one's even close to him. The closest person to him in the AL MVP race is Aaron Judge, and he's missed 25 games. Somehow the guy still has 19 dingers, and he's hitting almost 300.
Third, yeah, we talked about that last week. There's no one touching Ohtani.
There is no third. And Judge is basically an invisible second because he's still not playing and he may miss more time.
Shohei's got Aaron Judge, by the way. All rise.
Unless he gets hurt. Yeah, knock on wood, Shohei's winning the MVP. But is he winning the Cy Young? Because the AL Cy Young is an insane battle right now. I don't even think Shohei is honestly in the top 5.
Okay.
You're looking at Shane McClanahan, Framber Valdez, Garrett Cole's having a great year. Yeah. Nathan Eovaldi is pitching lights out with the Rangers, and even like Kevin Gassman and guys like that are just sick right now. Shohei's in that mix, but on the bottom of it, doesn't matter. I mean, it's still.
How many wins does he have? How many wins does he have? Shohei. What's his
So
record?
this is it for Trout. I think this is last chance. If he can't win this year with Shohei around, he's going to be in mediocrity the rest of his career because at this point, all he is a slugger. He'll hit 35 home runs, but he's not stealing any bases. He's not hitting for average anymore.
Is Trout a leader, you think, in the clubhouse? I'm curious.
I think that's without question. I think he's definitely the person people
look to. I don't know. I'm wondering now.
Quiet leader, maybe, but I think they respect Mike Trout. Everyone
does he get into
players
does he does he really push people? I don't know. I wonder. I've always loved that guy. He's okay. So Trout's the top 5 player of all time. We know that. All right, we got
right there.
So
he's basically only halfway through his career.
So what's going on? Though? Yeah, I think he went to the playoffs once.
Right, with no wins.
A game. So it's interesting because I want him. I want Shohei. So I just wonder what's going on there in Angels land. They're not making it happen.
Yeah. So good luck to them. And Shohei's just, he is what he is, man. Everyone calls him the next Babe Ruth. Honestly, will there be another Babe Ruth? You got to say, will there be another Shohei?
Oh, there is. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes.
I mean, Babe Ruth stopped pitching like a few years into his career. He didn't pitch all this time. Shohei's already pitched 6, 7 seasons. I think they're in the 6th season right now.
Right.
By this time, they said, sorry, babe, go sit out there in right field and fly balls for a living. Your days on the mound are done. I know you're amazing.
Will Shohei be the greatest baseball player of all time? I'm curious.
I can't imagine that it all comes down to health, but he's certainly on the pace for it. If combining the two things, no one's done both.
Right.
And he's going to pile up MVPs at the rate he's going right now. Pile up. He's going to have number 2 already. Yeah. Could have easily had 3 last year, but for a ridiculous season out of Aaron Judge. He's going to have more. I mean, he's literally the MVP every year. You just mark him off for the next 6, 7 years. And unless someone goes absolutely apeshit like Judge did.
Chansey's a Dodger. What do you think, percentage-wise?
Well, what do you think? You're the Dodger ex-Dodger.
I hate the Dodgers now
because
of Andrew Friedman. Andrew Friedman, I don't like him. You know that. I respect him.
All love, dude. All love.
What? All love?
All love, man. Come on.
No, not all love. That's the one thing I'll do. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing this.
I know.
I don't know. Friedman has pressure to get him. That's the narrative in LA is we're getting Shohei. Okay, he's done nothing. Try not to stay negative, but yeah, Friedman hasn't done any moves. He hasn't helped the bullpen. They're the worst bullpen in the league, pretty much. Their starting rotation is struggling, and we knew this from last year.
No Bueller, and you lose Trevor Bauer. That's going to happen. Yeah.
Right, with a lot of things, and Bueller. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, with Shohei, we'll see where he goes. I don't care. I don't need Shohei on the Dodgers, but if Friedman doesn't get Shohei on the Dodgers, what's the Dodgers deal?
What's their move? Right.
Right. So we'll see. Do you think he stays with the Angels?
That's certainly the rumor is certainly there. I'd say that he's got maybe a 20 to 30% chance that he stays with the Angels. They love him. From all accounts, he loves being there. I don't know if he really wants to be the main guy in the main market.
I was shocked that he even went to Anaheim in the first place, man.
Because he could have gone anywhere. He could have been a Yankee. I don't think he wanted to be.
I don't think he really got where the spot was to showcase all his abilities. Should have been
perhaps, but I think it was telling that he chose that over teams like the Yankees and Dodgers and Mets and Red Sox and even Seattle with Asian ownership and all that. He didn't want to go to those guys. He wanted his own thing. He wanted a market that wasn't as huge, and that's what he got. And now this year, everyone in the world is going to be looking to sign him. He'll have the same options available to him. Everyone will have the money for Shohei. Yeah. They'll figure it out.
Best player in the world.
Would get him. I'd love it.
Player
best friends with Seiya Suzuki who plays right field for us. who's already been, courting him quite a bit, and did so at the World Baseball Classic. Well, he didn't play in the World Baseball Classic, but he tried to get him to play for the Cubs already. He's already making moves. So I don't know if that'll happen. It'd be amazing. Dodgers are obviously the favorites. I kind of honestly would like to see him be an Angel for life and have them do something.
Really?
It would be great, but
Okay.
the odds are against it because we'll already pay him 50 mil a year because that's what he's going to ask. That's what he's probably going to want to get.
Right. So I know we had a lot of things we wanted to talk about in terms of sports and the golf and all that. But I'm looking at Walter Payton, your jersey, and you said he was your favorite athlete. He was my favorite athlete. We haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
When I heard he passed away, I literally pulled over on the road and wept. I did that with Kobe, certain things that just hit you. But Walter Payton is my favorite athlete of all time. So give me your thoughts on that man, what he means to you.
If he's not number one, he's right there in my top three, and he could easily be number one. I should give that, the treatment of my naming them 1, 2, 3, but I don't need to. I think him, Ryan Sandberg, a lot of some other guys that are up there as well.
Sandberg.
Jordan, obviously, being a Chicago guy like I am, and then going into North Carolina and living most of my prime days in Charlotte, watching Steve Smith there was just incredible. I have a personal thing for Muggsy Bogues, being a short basketball player myself. I got into that. I really
Where'd
loved
he come from? Jesus. Okay, let's go.
out of nowhere. And then I grew up being a center fielder, and the guy I idolized growing up was not even on any one of my teams, but I wanted to be the next Lenny Dykstra. And he was it for me. He was what I wanted to be as a baseball player. And damn shame what happened to him after baseball. It's another story altogether.
Right.
That he's crumbled and become a criminal. Damn shame. But on the field, he was absolutely my idol. He was what I wanted to be. Scrappy, dive everywhere, lead off man, slap hitter, but it'll take a couple yard every now and then. Didn't give a damn.
Thank
Big
you
chew
for
in his
sharing.
mouth. Love that. But Peyton, man, Peyton was it. I literally just saw the 30 for 30 I think whatever it was on NFL Network recently. It was just on a couple weeks ago, and talk about his struggle with the liver disease that ended up taking his life in his 40s, I think.
Yeah, it's like 43 or something.
Yeah, just
so
just
real quick. So my favorite athlete of all time is Walter Payton. It's funny you have that. His name is Sweetness. Why? He could catch the ball. He could throw the ball. If it's 4th and 1 at the 1, he's jumping over.
He was the leader.
He'll take on everyone. There's plenty of highlights. If people are watching right now, watch Walter Payton. Watch his highlights. He blocked, he ran, he put his head down. So yeah, I mean, we can go on and on about Sweetness, but
when you look at NFL highlight reels, a few stick out to me, other than Peyton, and he was ridiculous. And a couple of them are other Bears. Gale Sayers highlights you will never beat.
6 touchdowns.
No one,
6 touchdowns in the game.
No one will beat Gale Sayers highlights. Kickoff returning, running, anything. It's better than Jim Brown highlights. It's better than Barry Sanders, who was the other guy I was going to mention. Barry Sanders highlights are stupid good.
Well,
on another level. And then watching, oh my God, I'm totally blanking. Our middle linebacker from back in the day, Dick Butkus.
Singletary.
Dick Butkus highlights.
Singletary.
Beyond insane. What he was on. I mean, that guy had no
defensive players. He's definitely in the top 7, 8. Yes, Butkus,
and then Lawrence Taylor highlights are just insane. Watching him. So yeah, man, those Peyton highlights were insane. I loved them. There's nothing better than that. That's as good as they get. Always my favorite player. It's amazing that he's your favorite player as well.
Right.
Another guy that we both love watching, and we are out there this weekend. Mm-hmm. I know you're a Rory guy. I love me some Rory. I thought he was going to get there. You put a little of your own cashola down on him, I think. going into the final hole, even he was right there getting ready to win the U.S. Open at your home course, Los Angeles Country Club you grew up on, which still blows my mind that you were there every day. You played that course 100 times, and now the world's best was there on your turf.
Right.
What was it like?
Father's Day, my dad, I grew up there playing with him. I knew the locker, I knew the employees there, the locker room attendants. In the last couple holes, I kind of just made a beeline towards the clubhouse, and the security
This
was
Sunday.
kind
We're
of
talking
like
about Sunday. You were
Sunday.
there.
Yes, on Sunday.
You were on their final
Made a-
round at LACC,
Yeah,
and you were there in
but
the clubhouse in
I made it into the
the
clubhouse.
building.
All my attendant buddy, who I've known for 40 years, and there's like only 4 or 5 people there. There's like a cop, 2 attendants, and some camera guys, and I'm there. And I'm filming videos with my buddy. His name is Jose. So, anyways, Jose, we talk. We love it, and the fact that I talked to him, I was good, and he let me in to the locker room. My brother Whitley. I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for him.
Me either.
I've got
Appreciate you, Ritt.
access. Yes, definitely a shout out to Whitley Collins, my brother. So I looked at his locker. I'm just walking around. There's no one in the locker room. And sure enough, Scheffler comes in. He's hanging out. I'm talking to my boy, Jose, and DJ comes up,
Wow.
tips him right with me, shakes my hand. Yeah,
That's
I don't
some
know.
ridiculous back
Ridiculous
room
stuff.
access
Inner
right there.
sanctum access. So what a fantastic event. You were there, buddy. I mean, you experienced it. But yeah, I had a special last few hours that I'll never forget.
Unreal, man. I know they give it a lot of crap for some things that happened out there at LACC and all that, but I had a hell of a time. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't slam packed with 5,000 other other fans out there. It was easy to get around. We spent a lot of time at the par 3 11, the 290-yard par 3, watching that,
Yeah.
and the guys peppering it. And then, when it came down to it, Wyndham Clark made the shots, and Rory just couldn't quite
God.
get there. And is a shame. Another second place for him. I mean, some
Yeah.
ridiculous stats when it comes to Rory.
Oh,
He's
so
now 33 straight majors without a win, even though he has 4 to his name. And of those 33 majors, he's been in the top 10 19 times, dude. 19 of those are top 10s. He's had 3 of them second places also in that time. So he's kind of the new Phil, if you will.
I know, right. Good call.
So, I mean, I think he's going to win more here and there. I don't think he's going to get to 10 like some of these other guys like Brooks might.
I will. I think Rory will eclipse it. I saw Rory, and the incredible week that I had was a little bummed that Rory didn't win. It really was. It hurt me. Once he wins one, he'll go on a run, dude. He's better than Brooks. You can count that. Oh yeah, he'll be better than Brooks. But Wyndham Clark.
Great story.
It was such an event, and yeah, thanks for letting me share about all that.
And thanks for having me out there, man. That was badass. So
we'll post our photos. We got to post our photos, man.
We'll do. We'll get that on our Twitter page and on our hopefully on our YouTube page. So thanks for bearing with us here on episode 2 of Grown Man's Game. I know we got into a lot of deep stuff here and there. Just having a little fun.
Yeah.
We'll do this more often. When some good stories arise, we definitely want to be on the good side of a lot of these stories and point out to you guys when something happens in sports that we really think is above and beyond the call, and without having to tear guys down. That's not our style. We're not into it. So we'd want to kind of highlight the positives. And I think LACC ultimately was a positive. The way it ended, Wyndham Clark story, definitely Shohei and Kershaw tonight, major positive. And that's going to do it for us. John?
Here's a positive.
There it is. Belly is back, baby. Go Cubbies. On fire right now.
The Cubbies are back. They're going to win the division. I told you.
3 games out, I think. we're buyers now, baby, not sellers.
I hope so.
Have a good one, everybody. Thanks again for joining us.